Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is actually eligible for a Grammy.
The song is about Black Americans.
You are like us. You are like us. Come on, Drake.
If the members want it, it will be nominated.
This is the Recording Academy CEO, Harvey Mason Jr. Drake, pack it up. Pack it up. What did you do?
DIY.
DIYers, you read that title correctly. Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is actually eligible for a Grammy, according to their CEO.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
That might be the earliest we've ever pushed that button before. However, TMZ sat down with the CEO of the Recording Academy, Harvey Mason Jr., and he said himself, after jumping off a plane, TMZ be all in your business. TMZ can't even let this man go get his Uber. They asked him a question about whether or not a diss song like Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is eligible for the Grammys. See what he said.
From the perspective of the Recording Academy, what do you think about They Not Like Us as far as like something to maybe nominate or even be a winner as like for album of the year, record of the year, or like even like hip hop, categories?
Obviously, it's a hot record. It's amazing artistry, great writing, the talent in that record. It's incredible. And you got artists that have been nominated before, and Kendrick obviously has been successful with the organization. So I don't see any reason why it couldn't be. It's all about.
Not even if it's a diss song? He said, I can't see no reason why it couldn't be. Huh?
Quality of the record. It's really about the members. The members like it, and they'll be nominated.
But because of the fact that it is a diss record, and there are it's one of those tracks where there's a lot being said that's like, whoa, there's some heavy bombs in there. Would that make a problem for within the Academy, like the voting body? Like, would they be maybe hesitant? Would you predict that, or that they would see it for the art?
I think the voting members of the Academy appreciate greatness.
Yeah.
Appreciate what's hot, what's going on. That's a relevant record that's impacting on so many levels. There's so much creativity and talent. I like to believe that the Academy members recognize that and they vote appropriately.
Could you ever see?
Let me remind you, this ain't the custodian at the Grammys. This ain't the secretary, the receptionist at the front door. This ain't the homie of a homie of a homie of Harvey Mason Jr. This ain't even Harvey Mason Sr. This is the Recording Academy CEO, Harvey Mason Jr. Drake, pack it up. Pack it up. What did you do? What did you really do behind closed doors? What did you do? You didn't piss them people off.
A diss record category. I'm being facetious, but really, I feel like it's back. Like that whole.
There have been some incredible diss records.
There's been some.
Anything's possible. I got to tell you, the Academy, what I'm proud about, we work really hard to try and stay relevant and keep up with what's going on in music.
Yeah.
And more and more diss records started happening. You never know, but all of our awards come from our members. They say, hey, we want a diss track category, and then they vote on it. And if they like it and they want it, then it happens. So you never know what's going to happen.
So regardless of the whatever word jabs were in there, you could see this happen. You could see if the members want it, it'll go.
If the members want it, it will be nominated.
I could just imagine now. I could just see it now. Hold on.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Every time something else happens, Drake want to get all subliminal with Instagram posts. He couldn't give us not one double entendre in the middle of a fucking rap battle. But let somebody say something about his damn pride. Let somebody do something to challenge his ego. All of a sudden, we gonna get a zesty ass outfit in combination with the caption that says, "Here's my other toilet bowl." He gonna say some other shit. He gonna put it in sans serifs, in some italic. He gonna put it in cursive. I already know what's getting ready to happen. I, for one, am not gonna be somebody who's gonna sit up here and be like, back in my day, you couldn't get away with things like this. People had standards. Nah, I'm with all the petty shit.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna
Nah. Don't try to run from the Grammys now.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
In the past, Drake has said some very spicy things about the Grammys, and I guess times that he felt that he was slighted. So I guess maybe this is a returning of that favor, because these folks are human beings just like anybody else. Just because they're in a professional position and they have to hold themselves to a certain standard does not mean that they are above the bullshit. And when somebody else like Kendrick Lamar can take that and they ain't got to put no kind of work behind it except for, oh, you just want to add that to the form? Well, I could do that. Like, let's really put this in context for those of us that are old enough to remember. Can you imagine if Ether, if Takeover, if Hit 'Em Up, oh my gosh, can you imagine that being nominated for a Grammy? Like, what do you say on stage? That's why FJB, excuse me, I'm sorry. I just want to thank the Academy, Biggie, good looks. Like, what do you say? Let's get more details on this, though, because I'm quite intrigued about how all this plays out. Because just like the person from TMZ that was interviewing him, I had questions about the eligibility of diss songs. Like, I didn't think that there would ever be a time, mind you, the Grammys, I never use them as a validating factor, right? I don't look at this and say, oh my gosh, this is what validates the song. This is what makes the song great. No. To me, these are just extra toppings on top of the pizza. Right? The pizza's already delicious. It's already bomb. Oh, but you got some extra stuff. Some of y'all like pineapple. Some of y'all don't. I do. This is your little pineapples. All right, cool. Grammy. But in the scope of legacy, especially specifically for Kendrick Lamar, this is something that separates you from everybody else that they'll put you in a conversation of. Let's get to this article, though, and get a little bit more details from the TMZ website itself. It says Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is one of the hottest tracks on the planet. And Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. says a diss track winning a Grammy might not be conventional, but now it's definitely possible. My prediction is it's not only going to be nominated, I do believe it's going to win. What other song has had the impact that this song has had? And it's a bop. Like, regardless of whose side you on, that shit is a bop. TMZ Hip Hop spoke with the Grammy czar Monday at LAX, where he told us he's been feeling the cultural avalanche. Ooh, that's a good way to put it. Of Not Like Us, just like everyone else is. I think that this is also in the best interest of the Grammys moving forward, because I can see an entire generation. I could see Gen Z at some point rebelling against the idea of the Grammys meaning anything. That's what my uncle and all of them boomers was all into. In the name of being relevant amongst the conversation when it comes to music, politics, music news, especially trying to have some kind of attachment to whatever culture that they're trying to be a part of, there's no way that you let this go by, and it's making such a cultural avalanche, as Harvey said. K-Dot shot the music video in Compton. I don't know if you guys saw that over the weekend, and the release will inevitably breathe new life into the song. Which, while being extremely danceable, is still primarily a huge shot at Drake. It just gets worse and worse. Harvey said it's all about the art and creativity at the end of the day, and Not Like Us is checking all the boxes at this point. He also notes Kendrick's far from an outsider with the Grammys and its voters. Indeed, his 17 wins puts him among the all-time greats. Did you know that?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Kendrick just opened his mouth. Give him my Grammy right now. I already know what you finna do. You finna add a little double entendres, triple and quadruple entendres. That's all you finna do. Then what happened, Drakey Poo? Not only did Kendrick Lamar feed your ass up double entendres, he didn't do it over a rappity beat. He didn't do it over an Alchemist beat. Even though he did do some amazing shit over an Alchemist beat during this battle, he didn't do that. You know what he did? He gave you a double entendre on Not Like Us, not in the lyrics of the verses, but in a bridge of the song. This young lady here breaks it down in case you guys didn't know this.
Don't scroll. We need to know if this is true. They are saying on Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us, when he says, hey, 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 run for your life, that the hey, hey, hey is comparing to Bill Cosby when he played Fat Albert, right? Then they said the part that says, hold on, let me get it. Now step this way, step that way, and step this way. It's compared to R. Kelly Step in the Name of Love. And you know Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, what they were accused of, and how he was trying to say that Drake was accused of the same thing. Now, Kendrick, we need to know if that's true. You are a lyrical genius and beast, which we already knew, but this is on another level because I wouldn't even have thought that. Nigga, you amazing. If this is true, I need to know though. We need to get Kendrick on the line.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Let's be unbiased. let's make sure that we go and we do our research. Let's actually look this up.
Albert, tomorrow we're playing the Green Street Terrace, man. Give him a tackle football. Hey, hey, hey! Love to play tackle.
Hey, run for your life.
Seems that checks out. Let's check that box. All right, let's actually do a little bit more investigating. I can't even say this shit. Some journalism.
From side to side.
Not from side to side.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Now step this way. Step this way. This is it used to be played at every damn black wedding that I'd ever been to, at every barbecue that ever got played. I don't know so much if it's getting played these days, but wow. Well, I guess it checks out, ladies and gentlemen. It checks out. It checks out. We did investigative journalism. It checks out, baby. Okay, guys, I want to play another sport. You know, my favorite new sport these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been enjoying a lot of the watching WNBA. Another sport, many people don't talk about it as much. It's a sport called What Do White People Think About Drake Today? That's my favorite sport right now. Listen to this clip. This shit had me kind of crying a little bit.
As good as Kendrick, we're not going to make one of those songs, but we will give a sayonara, a goodbye to Drake. You were Canada's great white hope.
We met you in a wheelchair.
You better start golfing. You better get into crochet. Because I don't think black people like you anymore. Bro.
Damn!
And I hate to break it to you, white people like rap now. You helped us discover real rap.
I wanted y'all OVOers, you wanted your credit. You wanted your credit. Thank you for contrasting the real. Thank you for not being the authentic version. Thank you for having all these human beings who not even a few months ago didn't give a damn about a double entendre getting on TikTok and being like, did you hear? Did you hear? On Euphoria, it's a fifth dimension, 5 quadruple tundra. Thank you for doing that, Drake. We appreciate you, bro.
So,
after we listened to you.
Guess what? Kendrick looked at you and said, you're not like them. But I got bad news, brother. It gets worse. You're like us.
Damn!
You are like us.
I don't know if it was fun.
You are like us.
Yeah.
You are.
The white version.
Yeah.
I'll be down.
And you have to do the hand.
That was a hearty laugh. When white folks laugh that hard, you done fucked up. You fucked up. When they have a hearty laugh, that's a hearty laugh. With a hard Y. You messed up, Drake.
That's even more. You are like us.
You are like us. You are like us.
Come on, Drake.
You are like us.
The jacuzzi's getting warm, bud. Come on in, dude.
We've been listening to you for years.
You got 6 episodes of Friends to watch.
Jesus!
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Okay, hold on. I'm about to pass out. This shit got me in tears. Oh, it just gets worse and worse. Oh, what did you do? I'll tell you what he did. A lot of folks have questions about, well, why are y'all going so hard on this? You know the big thing I keep hearing? It seems like y'all just hate Drake more than you like Kendrick. Not quite. But there are some people out here who really genuinely hate his ass. But I don't think it's for no reason. I genuinely believe that he makes some very questionable decisions, specifically when he has issues with other men. Now, if you're a man and you stand on principles, there's certain things that you just don't allow, right? If you're someone that's in a relationship, in the traditional dynamic of relationships, and you're the man, my moral compass says, I take care of the women in my life. Even if you're not somebody related to me. If you're in my presence, I'm protecting at all costs, right? Also, if I have an issue with another man, my first go-to move is not to attack the women in your life. But it seems that Drake has a history and a pattern of this. Now, I shared this video on my page with a little bit of caption, and I said, I'm currently researching music news for today's episode of Curtis King Reacts, and I found this. In Drake's history of disses, he has a strange pattern of attacking the women connected to his opponent. Kendrick marked out damn near everybody on OVO. He just, everybody marked out. You mark. He's a mark. But Drake was mute when it came to TDE rappers. I wonder why he didn't want Desmo. I wonder why he didn't want to send shots to the Ab-Soul. I wonder why he didn't want to send shots at the Schoolboy Q. I wonder why. This gentleman here is going to point out some of the times that Drake has done it. He doesn't even get to all of them, which is crazy in this 4-minute video. Check this out.
If you for a second think Drake does not care, I got news for you, buddy. But fuck that. Let's talk about Drake following Mustard's ex-wife on Instagram. So this is Drake following Chanel Dijon or Chanel Thierry. I think that's her last name. On Instagram recently. That's DJ Mustard's ex-wife. They had a horrible, toxic breakup. You know, Mustard produced Not Like Us. So this is Drake being petty Drake as usual, right?
Here we go again.
Now, my problem with this is, for all of the fans that been jacking, oh, Drake had to battle 20 people. Drake had to battle all of these people. Drake started this with a bunch of these people.
Let me ask you this question. Let's take it away from rap battling. If I'm your friend, and I tell you that 20 people have an issue with me, maybe if it's 5, you say, they haters, man. You just in the wrong environment. You should change your environment. If it's 10, you might start questioning, well, what did you do? 15, you be like, oh, you did that shit. 20, why is nobody asking the question, what might he have done that all of these people have in common that he pissed off? I'll let him continue.
Let's go down the list. The Weeknd. Now, The Weeknd and Drake had they beef before about Drake saying he made The Weeknd because The Weeknd didn't want to sign to OVO, and then The Weeknd saying, well, if you really made me, then replace me. They clicked up again. They got cool. But what does Drake do? Drake then tries to fuck his girl. So when Drake say, I ain't even fuck her, I just lip locked with her, he's referring to The Weeknd's girl.
I still picture the day we got the good news. It was me and your mama in my vehicle. We were on our way to Target for a clear blue. I think I might have saw a rainbow in my rear view. Your mama took 2 tests and it was not a doubt that Curtis King was about to be your father now. I started stressing, am I ready, am I wildin' out? But see, your mama rubber belly kinda calm me down. I got no time to be selfish, and plus your mama was in pain. Anxious as ever, morning sickness every day. It was hard, but we didn't wanna list our complaints. Till the doctor called and said you got a cyst on your brain. But you still made your way into the world. The cyst went down around 9 months later. I guarantee you that's your grandma's prayers. Meet Nas, my boy, your son would raise
Hey, you give me so much sunshine. You give me so much right. Say you give me so much right now.
Bella Hadid or Gigi Hadid, whatever one it was, that's what the rumor was.
That's gangster. That's cool. Like you did that. You took somebody's girl. What's wrong with you? You can't find your own, huh? What's wrong with you?
Drake was caught with Shorty or whatever, and he was like, I ain't even clap, and you mad about that. But why would you do that to your mans?
Why would
That's
you rap
problem
about
number 1. A$AP Rocky, minding his business. What does Drake do on his album? Throw shots at Rihanna. I'm anti, da-da-da-da. It starts dissing Rihanna.
I'm thinking you don't like girls. You want to pop ass with them.
Rihanna, unprovoked. Somebody show me where Rihanna started.
There's a Kendrick Lamar for everything.
This beef with Drake. Who's in a relationship with Rihanna and defending his girl's honor? A$AP Rocky.
As he should.
Did he start that problem? No, they was minding their business, taking family photos, working on whatever's next in Fenty, getting ready for a fucking photo shoot, modeling and all that. You feel me? Minding their business. Let's keep it going. What does Drake say about Metro Boomin on Family Matters? Oh, you mad because I fucked your girl or your wife.
You got a problem. You got a problem. You need to go to I can't stop messing with other people's wives anonymous meetings. You need to get one of them damn chips where it says I'm 1 week in, I'm 2 weeks in, I'm 3 weeks in. You need to get help. This is a long life battle with yourself. There goes another one.
Now Metro called that cap and said, you know what this is about. This ain't about you trying to sleep with my girl that's Cat. But if I said what it was, it'd be a bad day for both of us. Whatever the fuck Metro said on Twitter. Drake has a history of starting problems with people. And all of a sudden, all of the fans made it seem like all of these people are coming at Drake for no reason. He started all of these issues. Rick Ross just featured on Future's album. He didn't even say anything about Drake, right? But Tia Kemp went on live like, oh, he don't even like you, Drake. He talks shit, yada, yada, yada. And instead of them having a conversation, Drake then invites Rick Ross's baby moms.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I understand being a supporter of somebody's music and being able to separate their character from the music. But maybe this is the older me talking as opposed to the younger hip-hop fan that's always been within me. At some point in time, you have to ask how much of that character has leaked into the very lyrics. And well, we know he don't write shit, so never mind. How much of that attitude, how much of that moral compass, whatever that is, has leaked its way into the music? At some point, it's almost like you're allowing somebody with a very toxic behavior to do the programming of your day by listening to them in the morning. The same way people get on social media and say, man, I don't want to, this shit too negative, bro. This shit too fucking negative, bro. I don't want to like mess up my whole brain. What happens when you're listening to someone who has a problem with habitual line stepping, who has a problem attacking women in a sense of with words, with lyrics, or just making an example out of them, using them as pawns to get a one-up on other people within the rap game? What happens when you have to start questioning how much of that finds its way into the music? Just a question.
To his show, like 2 days later, because that's how he moves. You feel me? So this, him doing this shit to DJ Mustard, it's not shocking. This is his character, bro. In the rap battle with Meek Mill, what does he do? He starts talking about Nicki, right? Oh, is that a world tour, your girl tour? When he beefed with Pusha T, I let it ring off like Virginia Williams, go straight to his wife. And with Kendrick Lamar, he goes straight to a bodyguard like Whitney. That's who he is.
And do you see now why it's such a problem when he says a line? Oh, God, you know what line you're going to say, Curtis. Do we have to keep going back to that? Yes, we do. Because I, as a rapper myself, I am rapping like I'm trying to free the slaves. Slaves of insecurity, of their own insecurity, slaves of the voice inside their heads, slaves of their environment, slaves of a way of thinking, slaves of the hypnotization that the major label industry has put upon listeners, slaves of the people who listen to folks like this toxic ass motherfucker that's putting all of these messages in the music, making you believe this is the way that a man should hold themselves up, especially if they want to be a successful multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever he is. Yeah, I draw issue with that. So when you hear lines like Kendrick rapping like he's trying to free the slaves, you know we can hear you, right? That's a hot mic.
He's not a victim, so thank you for bringing that up. All that trolling and shit is exactly what got him in this position, bro. No moral compass. No moral compass. Or I'm on demon time trying to take your bitch. And then it comes back to bite you in the ass and you want to, oh, it's a 20v1. All of these niggas trying to take my... You did this.
Mm-hmm.
This was literally you, bro. Now he want to troll and act unbothered, then gets caught voting on shit. You feel me? And you want to be like, oh, he's trolling. He cares.
Did y'all see that? Hold on. I don't have that pulled up. This is the purest definition of down bad I had never seen in my damn life. And they use this photo. I'm telling y'all, in about a year, him and Diddy gonna go to the same church and they gonna get born again. They finna get born again. And I ain't making fun of nobody religion, but I'm telling you to play. Remember I said this. This man gonna go away for a second. He gonna shave his head bald. He gonna come back with a whole style of different style of music. He gonna have a very humbled way of looking at the world. He gonna tell you, you know, I learned a lot of things in that period of time. It was a really dark time of mine. He gonna sit down with Gayle King, and because there's the dynamic of light skin versus dark skin in this conversation, he's going to now get the opportunity, and I'm saying this as a light-skinned black man myself, he's going to get the opportunity to play the victim. And without saying it, what it's going to say is the dark-skinned male, Kendrick Lamar, bullied me, poor Jewish kid from the 6 who just wanted to make music. I just wanted to defend myself. Remember, I said this. That may not be the most popular thing I say. That may even get me canceled in a few of your minds. Remember the fuck that I said this.
I'm 10 years ahead, mentally.
Because it's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. He is going to have to do a complete 180 in his entire brand. So, it says, as Kendrick Lamar continues to take his long victory lap, Drake seems to still be picking up the pieces. The pop-out was one in a plethora of examples showing just how dominant Kung Fu Kenny has been throughout their feud. It was such a triumphant victory that it even reunified the entire West Coast hip-hop scene. I'm telling you right now, fam, I have never got this many phone calls. I've never been this much in touch. I've lived out here on the West Coast my entire 39 years of life. I've worked with all kind of West Coast artists in my entire 21 years of making music. Never have we been in this much conversation about unity, about ways that we can continue this momentum, because it can't just fall all on Kendrick. Kendrick can do so much. He gave us an opportunity, all of us an opportunity, to make the best music that we can this summer, because now there's a window that is open. People are seeing there's money in the West Coast. There are artists that make music that sounds very similar to Not Like Us. Also, on the flip side, there are lyricists. One of the best lyricists I was just talking to the other day, my guy Daylight from the battle rap scene. One of the best to ever do it, West Coast artist. People don't understand. Even somebody who's in the alternative hip-hop place like Steve Lacy is from Compton. Tyler, the Creator, is from Hawthorne. So when you start to understand, like, yo, the West is actually full of a lot of variety, and it's been like that for a long time. It's just that we don't always get the looks. A lot of the times the mainstream media outlets don't see the benefit in covering, even like a few years ago, a Draco the Ruler, because they're not seeing how's that going to turn into ad money like a website like this. But you know what? Now it is a good time for them to start highlighting it. And it's up to us to make sure that we show up. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show, nigga. Anyways, continuing this. It says Drake is now voting on polls for the best diss track to drop from 20v1 with Kendrick. The question was posed by an Instagram account by the name of The Good Rap Page. It was put up over the weekend, and it includes 4 of the 7 disses to be specific. The user included Euphoria, Family Matters, Not Like Us, and Meet the Grams. Overall, these seem to be records that are generally regarded as the best. What this old zesty-ass light-skinned nigga do now? You wanna know? You wanna know? That's what he did. His ass voted. What are you doing? Get off the internet. That's how you lost. What are you doing? You know, hey, shout out to what is happening right now. I think a lot of people are recognizing the power that culture has always had. I know there's some people who are sick and tired of hearing 2 different words, spiritual and culture. But you know what? When you're uncultured and when you don't have a moral compass that leads your spirit, when you don't even feel that you're connected to your spirit, so much of this stuff is going to go over your head. Matter of fact, it's going to sound like we're talking a completely different language, right? When you see people talking about Not Like Us, I don't think you understand how deep that statement goes. Some people think it's a West Coast statement. Some people think that it's, matter of fact, I saw this one right here. You know, there are, and there's a good argument for every one of them, right? Some people think it's, you know, people who are opposite of the way that someone like a Drake handles their business. I actually want to highlight this sister and what she said, because I thought she made some really valid points, because she had folks kind of attacking her on TikTok. I ain't like that. And I thought she was articulating this really dope. So I'm going to go ahead and let her explain this.
I'm really confused on why y'all keep saying this, okay? I'm sure the us he was talking about was people from California. No, nigga, it's not about California. Now, let me say this. He showcased talent from California. He was giving his people in his city some spotlight, some shine, as he should, because he's from the West Coast. But the song itself is not about California. The song itself is about Black Americans. All you have to do is read the last verse of the damn song.
Break it down.
I don't understand. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Californians are not the ones that was in chains. Okay? Not only that, in Euphoria, he said, FUBU never had been your collection. What is FUBU? For us, by us. Who is the us? Black Americans created FUBU. Not only did he say that, he said, it's not just me, I'm what the culture is feeling.
She broke this shit all the way
Who
down.
is the culture?
Hello.
Black Americans. Who created the culture of hip-hop, rap, R&B, jazz, country? Should we continue? Black Americans did all of that by themselves. Stop trying to put other people in the diaspora and other people in the world in our shit. This is a Black American moment. Period. Yes, he showcased his hometown, as he fucking should. But the damn show was on Juneteenth.
Hello.
Juneteenth is a holiday to celebrate Black Americans. Specifically, nobody else. Not Africans, not Caribbeans, not Mexicans, not Latinos, not Caucasians, not Asians, none of y'all. What is wrong with y'all? I really like, can we have anything to ourselves without y'all trying to claim it?
You know, I want to end it right there because I can already hear the comments that are going to go piling in after that last statement. But here's what I hope that you understand. You know, I got friends, and you can't live out in California and not have friends of many different backgrounds. I got friends that are Asian. I've had more friends that have been Latino. I mean, outside of my own folks. But let me tell you something about my Mexican friends. Let me tell you something about my brown pride homies and friends. Let me tell you something about them. When it comes to whatever segment of their culture that they embrace, whether it's like mariachi music, whether it's the type of food that they prepare, whether it's the ceremonies they have, the quinceañeras and whatnot, there's such a sense of pride in it. If you show up and you have not been invited, they got to check you out first. They got to make sure, who do you know here? You know why? Because there's a certain protection, a certain brick wall, a certain, you know, it's not about trying to make it segregated. It's a matter of this is our culture and we have an appreciation. We respect this with all we can because it was passed to us generation by generation. Now that's Mexican culture, right? Same thing when it comes to Japanese culture with sushi. Yes, there's many different United States chains out right now that are ran by Americans, white guys, black folks, you know what I'm saying? All different type of races, but they all know the Japanese tradition that it is and where it belongs. And even though folks are able to share within it, there's no confusion about whose that is. So with that said, everybody else gets an opportunity to protect their culture, except it seems we have an issue with that. I'm so glad that we're in a time period where there's so many different races that are able to enjoy, right? They're able to enjoy in what's going on. And this is not to say that, for instance, Puerto Ricans weren't there in the beginning when hip hop was still being built and brought together. That's not to say that. What I'm saying is, when there are moments like this, they seem to always get hijacked. First, they get criticized. I remember going into the mall as a high schooler with a wave cap on, do-rag on, and the security guards telling me I couldn't wear it because it looks like I'm affiliated with some local gang. Then I remember fast forwarding and seeing Gucci do a runway, and they were doing news reports about this revolutionary new way of styling your hair with a scarf. This nigga, that's a do-rag. Only thing missing is the money emblems and all of the other crazy shit we used to do when we tied that shit around. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. That's another Kendrick line. All we're saying, and I don't want to speak for her because I think she did that very well. All we're saying is that this is a moment, especially on Juneteenth. I don't know how anybody could miss that. I saw that other clip going around where it was a Mexican gentleman who felt like it was an exclusion of the contribution of other people. That's not what it is. You can say, you yourself, whoever you are in this world, you can say, I love oranges. Cool. You fuck with oranges? They delicious. It is not my responsibility to come there and say, why you racist against apples? You trying to say that pears and bananas ain't contribute to all of this fruity shit going on? This is what folks sound like. Loving and embracing your people, loving and embracing who you are is not an exclusion of someone else's heritage or culture. And this is not about being diverse. What you have to understand is that there is no unifying until there's a unification within that person who is trying to unify amongst other people. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Let black folks love themselves right now. Let me love me. I'm black. Let me love me right now. Those are some of my thoughts, though, DIYers. You let me know what you think. Boom! Keep pushing the wrong button. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.